We're live, we're live, we're live, and we're gonna post to Hive.
One at a time.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to a fun-filled episode of Crypto Mondays. I'm John. That's Eliana and Blaine. We're here for the party. We all like long walks on the beach. Blah 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 blah. Hey, it's 7 days since we launched Views. We're excited. You're excited, and we thought we'd go over, basically the feedback over the past 7 days. Go get into some numbers for you guys, but also all of the updates because Blaine has been a busy little bee, and he's been updating thanks to your guys' feedback. So this thing has got a ton of updates. So instead of going through, saying, "Hey, we did updates," go find it. We figured we'd go over all of them for you guys today. So. Thought that would be cool. Does that excite you, Blaine and Eliana?
I am so unbelievably excited. I cannot contain the amount of excitement that I have for this.
It's always
Hello,
exciting.
Mike. Good to see you, man. Hello, John. Hello, Lisa. Welcome, everybody. And welcome to everybody watching in on Facebook, too. We're streaming on Facebook, Vim, and YouTube. And it'll be uploaded for your viewing pleasure on 3Speak. So let's get into it. So views overall, it's been a great, a very rewarding 7 days for me personally. I'm not going to talk about Blaine and Eliana here. I hope they can speak for themselves. I've been loving it because it's really helped me increase my engagement and increase my curation, which I think is very valuable for your journey on Hive. But overall, the feedback has been great. I haven't heard anyone go, "This sucks," yet. I'm sure that's coming. But it's been great. The feedback has been very helpful. We'll go through all of the updates, that Blaine implemented from your guys' feedback with views. But Blaine, Eliana, what's your general stuff? Blaine's gonna go like, dude, I don't get paid enough for this. Just shut up and smile and just keep going. But generally, what was your guys' feedback over the week?
So far, it's been great feedback. Not a lot on the negative side. A lot of good stuff pretty much so far. And that's what we're here for, is to try and make using Hive easier. And that includes content discovery. So that's the entire point of Views. And we've talked about it before, and Task has talked about it. I'm not personally a fan of like stumble upon stuff like that, but I love the back end stuff, and I enjoy making it and creating new formulas and ways to do things. So that's what I've enjoyed thoroughly.
Eliana, I know you're looking at it because there's that lag and stuff. I'm sure he's got 20,000 tabs open.
Because I've got
like
a
Most
thing
likely.
right now that I'm doing.
It's okay.
It'll be done in just a second. I'm almost done with it. Because Eliana sent it to me 2 minutes before we started this.
Oh, he's got Photoshop open, so that's what's taking all the resources from his
it's
powerful
just
PC.
Blaming the
destroyed my
Photoshop.
resources right now. Okay, let me close it out.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
bad.
Eliana,
You
what about
asked for
you? How's your viewing experience been?
It's been mostly like you said. It's increased my curation, and it's good to find posts that doesn't have any, at least by the upvotes and such. Trying to find those who are in the middle of the crowd and popping up while I'm viewing by my liking. It's been pretty awesome. So even though I've been not creating, but at least that helped me a lot with my curation. So
Yeah.
viewing is the best and works
That's what I'm
so
excited
good
for.
on my phone because
it's great on the
so
phone.
most
right?
of my time I'm working, so I work full time. So viewing on the phone has been a huge thing for me. So being portable even more now with views, it's awesome. But I'm biased.
Yeah, no, yeah. We're biased. So if you guys have any feedback from it, please, you can leave it inside of views, or for discussion purposes, you can post it in here and let's talk. But let's go over the updates. Sounds good.
Yeah, so we can go over the updates, and then I thought I would go over some of the feedback that we've gotten, and like, because you can see not everything that's feedback has been implemented, but there's certain reasons why certain pieces of feedback haven't been implemented, and I just wanted to go over a couple things on that. But let's start with the updates.
Cool. First one was November 29th. Well, obviously, beta launch was a week ago. So the 29th, ability added to select nodes. So you can now select Hive API nodes, Hive Engine API nodes, and the front end of your choice. And that was pretty important on a performance level, I think. And Blaine knocked that out of the park. So and then a lot of people were saying, hey, we want to view the posts in eSency. We want to view the posts in Leo. We want to view the posts in CTP Talk or Peak D. So we gave people the options for that too. So that was one of the feedbacks. And performance enhancement of views. Look, well, welcome to the live feed. We're here each and every Monday for your viewing pleasure. Well, using bunny ear quotes. But that was the first big update. That was literally the day after it launched. The next day, on the 30th, we got feedback from people wanting to use the slider a little bit more and having it set at something. So now you can set your default vote value in the settings. The current default, like Blaine puts in the update, is at 25%. I put mine down to 10% because I'm upvoting a ton of stuff, like constantly upvoting stuff that I would have never seen before if it wasn't for views. And wow. Yeah. Okay. Next update. You guys
want to add to it? I mean, there's not much more to add to it, right? So, like, you can set your default vote value for posts and comments. It's simple.
Yeah.
People requested it. We implemented it. It's simple. Like,
beautiful. The next one was kind of a biggie, and this was the Taskmaster request. And Blaine basically and Task were going back and forth for probably half a day, banging this out. And this was updated on the 1st of December. And now you can share posts. There's a little button inside of views that now you can share it on Leo Threads, which is the microblogging platform on Hive. And that was pretty exciting. So there's a little button and there's more to come. Blaine said he was going to implement a few other ones coming up this week as well. Fantastic stuff. This really integrates into the Leo community. The Leo community is a very, very active community on Hive. So obviously we support it. We're fans of it. And that was cool to see as well. So yeah, social sharing is official on views. So
yeah, and like John said, later this week I'll be implementing Dbuzz and Twitter are the next two feedback pieces to add. Dbuzz recommendation came from John, and Twitter recommendation came from Task 7,000 times. So I guess I will add it.
This is the Task app, after all, right?
This is the Task app.
And then, not to be outdone, on December 1st, we did updated default value types, and says now you have the ability to set default value votes for posts and comments, and you can do that inside a setting. So this was just kind of added on to what Blaine already added a couple days prior, but this was another update thanks to the feedback from you guys. So if you guys are putting feedback in, this is how we improve this. So don't be scared. Put in some feedback for views so we can improve each and every day. There was a really cool one from John. That's Best Start. He said, a way to bookmark for later. So we added it, and we added that on the 1st again. So there's 3 updates on the 1st, which is bang, bang, bang. Blaine is just a cyborg, man. He's literally a cyborg. He is Skynet. You got to be careful saying that nowadays with all the AI stuff going on. Huh? Like, it's...
You got to be careful saying anything nowadays.
I know. it's exciting. But yeah, you can bookmark now. I've already used it quite a few times. I was going to share it with my buddy. I saw some really cool photography stuff inside of Views, so I bookmarked it, and I was going to share it with some friends of mine that are into that type of stuff. So the bookmarking feature, thanks to John. Appreciate you, Dr. John. That was groovy. And then finally, this was added a couple days ago. The search tag search, and I think I'm not totally sure who suggested this, but it was a feedback. I did read in the feedback, and now you can actually start typing the tag, and if there's a tag that exists, it'll auto populate, and you can add it to. It's not just the list of tags, because a lot of people are like, "Where's Leo? Where's Leo?" It's like, you just got to refresh, and you'll see it. Well, now you just start typing in Leo, and it'll show up, so you can do that as well. That's 7 days of views. Crazy feedback so far. So just letting you guys know, we've had 325 total Hivers join and give it a test. And we're doing tens of thousands of views a day so far. And it's just increasing and improving each and every day, and we'll continue to get better. But that was it for the updates. The 7, that was it. Like, it was nothing. Yeah, any thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, so some of the updates, I know you mentioned certain people for the updates and the feedback that we receive. We understand that a lot of these pieces, a lot of the feedback we receive is duplicated by multiple members. So if we didn't mention your name, don't fret. We did implement it because multiple people asked for it at the same time, and I thought it would be fast to implement. So a couple of the things that we have to understand about views, because there's some feedback saying, I want to be able to change my tags and categories and all this stuff. We have to understand. Okay, so the way that views works is actually very complicated, but I'm going to try and simplify it as much as possible. Tags and categories are just the start. That's how it initially finds you content. From there, every thumb up and thumb down that you do is not based on tags necessarily. It's based on the title of the content, the length of the content itself. We are storing almost every single word of every piece of content to create what I'm calling a keyword list, and narrowing in on specific pieces. Like I had to manually go through and remove the and we and he and they and all these other little random words that appear throughout throughout posts. But categories are just the start. It's just a way to get started in the viewer. You don't even have to select a category to get started for it to start finding you stuff that you want. Just give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So when it comes to options to like remove categories, change categories, stuff like that, you can always add to. But unless I add like just a big reset button to completely reset your recommendations and how your algorithm works, it's not really useful to remove categories, if that makes any sense. What we will be adding is a piece where at a certain point, if you thumbs down something enough, it becomes muted for you. So I will add that so you can manually mute specific categories and stuff like that. But overall, it's not about tags or categories. That's just a starting point. And then this person, their feedback is 1122334455. So implemented, done, good to go.
Perfect. I'm glad you handled that, dude. That was critical to the success of views. Yep, awesome. For sure.
But yeah, so if there's something that you don't want to see, just thumbs down it. If you thumbs down it enough, it will go away forever, and it will become muted. But I'll also add the ability to personally mute things. We have system-wide muted pieces, but you can always add to and change those as well. So, and yeah, so a couple other things that are coming out this week, probably. Following, you'll be able to follow people on Hive. I'm going to put a button right next to their username, nice. So you can follow them. Yeah, that's about it. And then, yeah, again, seeing categories that you've selected, it doesn't really matter so much in the categories because there's 7,000 different things that go into the algorithm that builds what you are being shown in the viewer. So
nice. we've created a brand for it, huh? Like it's like the name is like not only views for the website, but looking in your viewer, you're viewing spelt that way. So this is good. It's like Kleenex for facial tissue.
Exactly.
Right? That's what we're gonna. I got a question for you, and this is just to stir the pot. And this will be a question that's coming up a lot. I've actually seen it in Leo Threads brought up a few times. Now, we announced the launch of Views as a beta test, and we wanted to iron everything out to get it working first. But the elephant in the room, the big thing people are curious about is, dear sir, when tokenomics? Do you have an ideas when you're thinking that it would be good to reveal or give a timeline or not?
Do you want the simple answer or the long answer?
Let's have a long one, because I know the simple one will be like no, but let's have more detailed.
Okay, so priorities for Views, and we have to all understand this. The viewer is the number one priority with the learning engine itself. So that's number one, is that learning engine. Second is the UI, the user interface, and the user experience. Once we get these two pieces hammered out and nailed down to a T, then we can move on to other things such as tokenomics, adding other pieces in there, stuff like that. So we're not there yet. We will be at some point, but we are continuing every day to update this thing. And I've made a lot of changes over the weekend of how the algorithm works. So it should become better and better each time you thumbs up or thumbs down. So it's going to get better. We just have to give it that time. And the goal is originally, our thought process was 7 days. You do 7 days of thumbs up or thumbs down for 30 minutes a day-ish, and you'll have accuracy. We have realized that is a lot shorter than we initially thought. Realistically, it's like 30 minutes to an hour of thumbs up and thumbs down, and this thing starts just spitting out content that you love. Yeah. And the more you do it, the more accurate it becomes. The other problem is right now you can only see 7 days worth of content. So right now, you can only see content that is currently votable on Hive. And until tokenomics comes out, we're not going to introduce previous content, because I know that's one of the pieces of feedback. I want to only see post a certain age. Right now, you can always see them less than 7 days old. That's all that you're going to see. So as soon as we get all this hammered out, we get the tokenomics figured out, and we get all of that implemented, then you'll be able to see content from all of Hive history. And be able to vote on it. You'll be able to tip, or whatever term we're going to come up with for it. But you'll be able to use the token to do the things within. So people can be rewarded for making content 2 years ago, as long as that content is evergreen and worth it, right? So,
yep, for sure. This is a fascinating question, Blaine. It's not even a question, it's a comment.
Now, in the blockchain world, Views an excellent application, always innovating. I congratulate you. Well, thank you, Edgar. We are trying to innovate always. And if you think that Views is awesome, wait till you find out about X. Project X.
Project X. Project. I like how you did that. Yeah, I was, always having fun. Yeah, the only thing missing is badges.
The only thing you're missing is badges. And there's a thing about that. That was supposed to be ready on the 28th. It's not, because John decided that the name of that was different. So John broke the 28th is what he did. And then I came up with Views as a last minute resolution, and we got the 28th rolling, because the 28th was supposed to be something completely different than what it was.
But it was saved by Views.
Blame Canada.
But it's not just John. Eliana is also partially at fault.
Thank you. Appreciate it. As long as I'm making full blame. I'll take a little bit, just not 100%.
We have a solution for all of this in our silly ecosystem that we are creating around the CTP token. So
yes, yeah, not financial advice, but some people, I'm not going to mention names, John Novak, has been buying up a lot of CTP. Again, not financial advice, but everything, like we said 3 or 4 years ago, whenever we created the CTP token, everything we're doing will eventually include the CTP token. Now, as you can see, there's one guy sitting in the middle of Eliana and I who's the developer. That means We don't go at Elon Musk speeds. Okay, we go at Blaine speeds, which is very quick, but Blaine has to Hulk smash a few keyboards each and every day to, keep his sanity. So it's all coming. And I know there's a lot of people, CTP. There's more use cases for the CTP token now than there is on the majority of the Hive projects out there. Wait until you see what's coming when it may or may not be integrated into views. It may or may not be integrated into X. It may or may not be integrated into 28th that I screwed up on. Not financial advice.
Yeah, and everything's a lot faster now that I am full-time online doing this. We're able to get stuff going much faster. The problem is I'm going too fast for John and Eliana that they can't do that, because before they were like, okay, I got a couple weeks until Blaine's gonna actually need it. Now I'm like, the next day I'm like, you got your stuff? Are you done? So, but we have a lot of stuff working, a lot of stuff going on. Lots of improvements are being made across the board. We continue to improve on HE index, CTP. All these things are getting better and better as each day goes by. So just, again, keep paying attention. Buy index. Again, that's not going to make us any money. It's only going to make you money, because our goal with index is a 100% passive earning capability. And last I checked, it was like 23% APR, but tomorrow it'll be much higher because that GLX dropped. So
no, sir, it was 41.31%.
Oh my bad.
Yeah, that was the returns for index is 43% APR right now. And it'll probably, like Blaine said, go higher because GLX, there was a big payout for GLX today. So
and we continue
again
to increase our holdings in the liquidity pool for DEC and SPS. We've got almost $1,300 worth of shares in that pool. And again, none of this costs any of the holders anything. It's all based off of what we're earning with the index to try and earn more from it. So just keep on keeping on. That's all we're doing.
Yep. Oh, and shameless promotion for Blaine too. If you guys get a chance, you can go and follow. You can follow Task on Twitter. You can follow 3Speak. I also retweeted it as well. But Blaine was a guest on the CTT podcast yesterday because I was indisposed. I was taking my father-in-law to the airport through basically the Canadian tundra because we got pooped on with blowing snow and you couldn't see a foot inside your face. So that was exciting. But anyways, Blaine was a guest and he talked to Starkers, and they call me Dan from 3Speak. One of the top witnesses on Hive, one of the top account holders on Hive, and these guys are huge supporters of what we're doing. And Blaine was a guest there on their show. So if you want to listen in, you can definitely check it out. Check my Twitter feed. I retweeted it, or follow Task or 3Speak as well. They put it out there as well.
Yeah, so. CTT is Community Token Talk. You can search that on Twitter, and it'll come right up almost immediately. That you can pull that out. Another thing, a couple people have been worried about, question mark, I'm not really sure, is data on views. So the only data that we keep are the things that you thumbs up and thumbs down, again, and that's just post-related stuff, and that in relation to your Hive username. We don't have any other data. There's no cookies on the site to be had. There's no other sort of storage of information. We're not looking for your financial information or anything like that. It's bare minimum requirements as possible. So
yeah, that was an interesting question that came up about how we're tracking things.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, if you wear a tinfoil hat, you probably shouldn't be on the internet. It's bad for you.
Yeah, again, the only thing Blaine can track or is able to track with views is what you're liking and not liking. And it's really got nothing to do with Hive on a blockchain level. Right. So you liking or not liking things just tells views, this is content you like. This is content you don't like. That's it.
It's all saved on Hive keychain, so we don't touch it.
Right. Yeah.
You only give authorization to log in. The rest is on Hive keychain unless you would paste your active key on a comment. That's but that's your
Yeah.
thing. Bleh.
Yeah. So it's been a busy week. Blaine's been knocking it out of the park. All you guys have been using views. Continue to use views. Remember, the more you use views, the more unicorns you're saving. I know. I get it. Everyone has their preferences. We're not telling you to stop creating on Leo. We're not telling you to stop creating on EcenC. We're not telling you to stop creating on Peak D. Views is not a creation tool. It's a consuming tool. And the more you use it, and if you want to make comments on your just open post, it'll go to your default front end, and you can continue to use it. But if you do use the comment section on views, you'll notice that it says, there's comments via views. We appreciate that if you do comment more using views, because that helps get the views name out there in front of more people. No affiliate program, guys. Sorry. Sorry, we don't have anything to sell you now either.
So technically there is an affiliate program in it, but there's nothing to be had of it. So we haven't activated it.
There you go. Blaine is just dropping things. As long as he's telling you guys and not me, because if I say it, I'm revealing too much. So that's good.
But yeah, no, we want you to continue to use whatever front end that you use for posting and commenting and all that stuff. Like John said, we put up that button so you can open that post in your specified front end, and then be able to comment and do all the things with it. Another thing is we've updated all of the video types that are now they're embedded in the post. So now you can view almost every single video type. Every single time I come across one, I make an update and I push it so that we can.
That's DTube, right? DTube you're working on?
DTube is the one that I just did today. Yeah.
Nice. So that's basically everything I can think of. Maybe Vimeo, but I don't know how many people are using Vimeo these days.
I think Vimeo is already good to go. So if you're viewing and you see what should be a video, but it's not embedded like it should be, report that as a bug and just write in the comments, this should be a video, I think, and then hit send. So I can see it. I go through the bugs every single day and try and fix everything that I see. So
there you go. Big shout out as well to Leo Finance. They featured views on a couple of their email updates last week. So that was cool. And yeah, it's been great. We even had They Call Me Dan viewing yesterday, which was cool too. So thank you guys for helping us with this. Obviously this is 7 days, man. And if you guys know our track record, it'll be 7 years before we slow down with this. So we're still here. We're still going to pump stuff out. And that was one of the more interesting comments I had in our support ticket system this week or last week, was that there's not much going on CTP these days. That's really what someone said. And I guess they're not paying attention because there's lots going on.
You're under a rock.
Guys, have a fantastic week. Use views. You're saving unicorns when you do. And have a prosperous week. Toodles.